South Africa's elite crime-fighting unit is supposed to hunt down the untouchable. But what happens when the untouchable are the ones running the unit? Right now, the Madlanga Commission of Inquiry is tearing the lead of the Directorate for Priority Crime Investigation, which is the Hawks. And the latest development are nothing short of explosive. Lieutenant Colonel Phumla Mrwebi, a 15-year veteran of the Hawks, who worked tirelessly on the Shepherd Bushiri rape and human trafficking case, is coming forward. She was suspended for doing her job, and she's now ready to testify about how deep the corruption goes. Today, we are connecting the dots from Bushiri's multi-million rand extortion claims regarding the absolute apex of the Hawks to stolen cocaine in Port Shepstone to the Tembisa Hospital tender kingpin. So grab your seat. The rot at the top is worse than what we thought.
This is a story we're following. It's a lead that we're following on ENCA. It's an investigator, Lieutenant Colonel, who's been in the DPCI, the Hawks, for about 15 years. That's a high-ranking position to be a Lieutenant Colonel. She was probing some of the cases by Shepherd Bushiri, including that of rape, his lawyer, and of course the other cases that were linked to the shepherd as well, or the prophet as well, the self-proclaimed prophet. So she was then placed on suspension for a month. The suspension was signed off in April. She's now back in the service. But what we're hearing is that she will be appealing this. And
appealing what?
The sanction, because she says she was unfairly placed on suspension.
Before we can go any further regarding what Mrwebi is telling us, I just want to say that one of the officers, Mashaba, who has been testifying at the Madlanga Commission regarding the Aeroton bust, has been put on a suspension. So we will see how that unfolds because, we know that in his testimony, he said a lot of things that really did not look good for him. So I'm happy that they actually took the suspension, and high chances he might also be very much arrested. I don't know when, after the final recommendations or when, but I just think that the arrests are very, very imminent in that particular case. Let's start with Shepherd Bushiri. I think it was an interview exclusive that he had with ENCA a while ago. Bushiri didn't just claim he was targeted. He claimed he was extorted millions of rands, and he pointed the finger directly at the national head of the Hawks, Lieutenant General Godfrey Lebeya, and Gauteng Hawks head, Major General Ebrahim Kadwa. When corruption accusations target mid-level detectives, it's disciplinary issues, just like what is happening with Chief Mashaba. But when they target the national head and provincial head, it's an institutional crisis. So we know that Lebeya is a former head of the Hawks, as in like the national head of the Hawks. Someone has replaced him right now, and they're acting on his role.
One police officer, and these people from different provinces, okay, Cape Town, Mpumalanga, there's police in...
But these are two different police stations with two different officers looking into this.
On paper, okay, on paper, all cases falls under one investigative police officer, which is Phumla, okay, Mrwebi. And it is the same woman I opened the cases against before I was arrested, number one. Number two, if the case was opened in 2018 about rape, I was in your country. They arrested me in 2019 on other cases. I was never arrested for rape. I only came here in Malawi. That's when they brought up those charges. What does that tell you? What were they waiting for to arrest me? I was in your country. In 2018, they never arrested me. In 2019, they never arrested me. In 2020, they never arrested me.
Phumla Mrwebi's upcoming testimony is lethal because she has the inside receipt. She previously opened a case against senior NPA prosecutors, accusing them of intentionally blocking Bushiri's arrest. If she can prove that orders came from the very top to stall cases so suspect could be extorted, the entire leadership structure of the Hawks collapses.
Now, the reason why she was placed on suspension, according to the people around her, is that she wanted a plan and risk assessment before being deployed to an operation that has to do with mining activities in the Northwest. So she did not go on that operation, and therefore she was placed on on suspension. I have a graphic that I've created for you just to get a sense as to the confirmation we got against what is happening here. She's, of course, her name is Phumla Mrwebi. And the reason why you're seeing these visuals of Bushiri is because Bushiri implicates her in an exclusive interview we have with her as well. So that's the authenticity of the letter we have confirmed. And her suspension obviously came at a point whereby even her salary for that period was docked as well. And basically she's not okay with this, she's upset with this, but she says that she will be going to the commission as well. She will be going to the Madlanga Commission to expose some of the interference that not only is allegedly taking place within the DPCI, but also in some of the investigations linked to Shepherd Bushiri.
It sounds like what you are saying here, she was placed on that suspension without pay, just to be like, we can make your life very difficult, so either you toe the line, or you may face similar consequences going forward.
That's the inference that's been drawn here. I mean, when you speak to people also next to her, they tell you that she's been subjected to a lot of harassment as well, ever since probing this case. And that's why you have the commission, right, to investigate allegations of interference and criminality within the criminal justice system. She's sent, or rather has been in discussion with the investigators of the commission. Whether it's in the scope of the mandate of the inquiry, that's the question that will need to be answered.
But the extortion ring is just one piece of the puzzle. Let's talk about the substances, the drugs. Ever since the Madlanga Commission turned from research, the focus has been on two massive narcotics cases. Firstly, it was the July 2021 Aeroton bust in Johannesburg, where over 700 kilograms of cocaine were intercepted. The Commission has heard staggering testimony that high-ranking officials, including the suspended Crime Intelligence Deputy Head, Major General Feroz Khan, actively interfered with crime scenes to protect the cartel. Then there is the Port Shepstone disaster. The 441 kilograms of cocaine literally vanished from a highly secured Hawks facility in KZN. Testimony suggests that officers were specifically assigned to this operation because they wouldn't ask questions when protocol were deliberately ignored. The very people tasked with protecting the evidence are the ones accused of tampering it. Which brings us to the ultimate question. With the leadership this compromised, can the Hawks actually crack down on syndicates like the Maumela, the notorious Tembisa Hospital kingpin? The shadow following the Hawks makes it easy to lose hope. But here is the silver lining. The Special Investigating Unit is heavily involved, driving massive assets seizure against Maumela's network. And just recently, a corrupt Hawks surgeon tried to pay 100,000 bribe to the lead investigator on the Tembisa Hospital case to make it disappear. The investigator refused the bribe and the corrupt cop arrested. They proved that while the executive suits might be compromised, they're still unbrought. Honest cop on the ground fighting a two-front war against the criminals of the streets and the criminals in their own quarters.
The state alleges that Chisele, an operations manager at the Tembisa Hospital, attempted to evade possible prosecution by asking Tsiye to help him bribe a Hawks investigator. According to the Special Investigating Unit, Chisele received unlawful gratification from various service providers between the year 2020 and 2023. It says he has since paid more than 13 million rand back to the investigating unit.
I deny that I bribed a police officer or any public official, and during trial I will adduce evidence which proves my innocence.
Tsiye, who is a police officer with the Hawks, allegedly agreed to helping Chisele by approaching his colleague with the proposal of a bribe. The duo allegedly then handed the investigator at least 100,000 rand as gratification.
I submitted that the state will not be able to present any objective evidence or facts that I committed the alleged offense. No objective evidence shall be provided linking me to the charge level against me. The state does not have a strong case against me, and its case is subject to a serious doubt.
The state did not oppose that the two be granted bail. It, however, insisted that the charges against them are of a serious nature.
The seriousness of this offense is a corruption committed by state officials in the line of duty And that is something which needs to be taken into account seriously.
The Pretoria Magistrates Court maintained that the two are unlikely to evade trial.
There is nothing that has been placed before this court to suggest we will attempt to intimidate or influence witnesses in the event of bail being granted. There is also nothing to suggest we will jeopardize the objectives of the criminal justice system in the event of bail being granted. There is also nothing to suggest your release on bail will jeopardize public order. The fact that the prosecution is not opposing a release on bail is in my view, a concession. None of the factors listed in section 60, subsection 4A to E of the Criminal Procedure Act number 1927 is present in this matter.
The accused are expected back in court next year, February.
So what is the solution? Many are calling for the Hawks to be disbanded like the Scorpion in 2008. But disbanding them right now might just scatter these corrupt generals into other comfortable government posts. The Madlanga Commission is painful, but it's exactly what a surgical clean-up looks like. It drags the rot into the daylight. Phumla Mrwebi's testimony could be the final nail in the coffin for the current leadership. What do you think? Should the Hawks be entirely disbanded or built from the scratch? Or can the rot at the top be cut out? Let me know in the comment below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And we'll continue to follow the Madlanga Commission. Stay safe and stay informed. I'll see you in my next upload. Bye.
In the Commission's report, we referred to a number of complaints or cases that were lodged with the Hawks in 2017 by the board of Prasa that was chaired by Mr. Molefe. We all know that corruption at Prasa has been there for ages and nothing really effective is being done. This board had gone to the Hawks and reported these criminal activities and there were statements given. At the time of preparing the report of the commission, in early 2022, which was about 5 years later, there was still nobody who had been arrested. And the Hawks said they were still investigating. We called upon the head of the Hawks at the time to explain why there was such a delay. And the report, if you read it, says that his explanation was completely inadequate.